Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Mohamad Kamal bin Fandi, and I will introduce the fake news in today's age. In today's digital age, the swift spread of information via social media and online platforms has changed how society consumes news. While technology has enhanced access to information, it has also facilitated the spread of fake news and misinformation. However, as technology progresses and the media environment evolves, the problem of inaccurate information or scams has developed as a major barrier in public communication. The reasons for the emergence of fake news in mass communication are very complex and varied. One of the main causes is a political motivation. Fake news is often used as a tool to manipulate public perception, and economic factors are also a driver, where fake news can be used to generate revenue through clicks or the spread of sensational information. Technological advancements and the rise of social media platforms have also played a crucial role in the spread of fake news. In an age where any individual can become a publisher of information on social media, filter bubbles and algorithms that favor spectacular material maybe foster the spread of fake news. Furthermore, the changing media landscape with the disappearance of traditional media and the rise of citizen journalism has provided chances for the spread of misinformation. Fake news has a huge detrimental impact on mass communication, potentially reducing public trust in the media and news organizations. I think that is all from my introduction. As for now, thank you so much.
Today's the society receive a lot of information, but unfortunately, not all the informations are accurate. Misinformation and disinformation has becoming a significant barrier that has bring an impact to our daily lives, especially in decision making. For example, the misinformation that will brings into the wrong decision makings has an impact to our lives, such as the fake news spreads the confusions, even adults, especially in political or even in the institutions that we would doubt about their credible sources. People often nowadays, they believe on information that they think that there is fit with their cognitive thinking. Meanwhile, even if there is no proof that shows that they are wrong, this makes it hard to convince them otherwise. Social media plays a significant role in this propagating fake news. Study by researchers shows that even an individual receive a brief of fake news can bring an impact to their life, long-lasting effects on behavior. This poses a threat to the individual autonomy and also the democratic processes and also the societal peace. The ease of creating and also the sharing of this information on platforms such as Facebooks, Twitters, WhatsApps, and also the other social media platforms, it can reach a vast audience rapidly, even often without a proper verification. Due to of the threat of misinformations that were flooded in Malaysia, for example, I can say during the 14th general election that were conducted, over 400 of Bangladeshi flooded in Malaysia during that election to influence the election outcomes, which led to xenophobia and also the harassment at police station. Similarly, during the 15th general election, the famous slogan during that time is the Hoi Ya Hoi became a popular as a supposed political slogans. However, it was actually just a funny video unrelated to politics. But this kind of false information can cause confuse to the voters and also create unnecessary conflict. So, for this kind of cases, why the society and also the individuals fall into the same trap? This is because study reveals that humans believe into rumors that increases its acceptability. Factors like cognitive biases, time constraints, and also the human likes to shortcuts often leads into people to trust their own intuitive judgments rather than the verifying facts.
Hello everyone, today we'll dive into strategies for tackling the spread of fake news and misinformations. In this digital era, misinformation travels faster than ever, damaging trust, reputations, and even public safety. While this is a serious issue, several innovative strategies can counter it effectively. In this segment, we'll explore 5 key approaches, which is gamifications, storytelling, social proof, humor, and inoculation theory. Each of these leverages human psychology and also behavior to build resilience against fake news. Now let's begin with gamifications. Gamifications applies game elements to non-game contexts, making fact-checking engaging and also interactive. Imagine a platform where users earn badges or points for identifying and reporting misinformations. For instance, Facebook could reward users with Truth Finder badges for consistently flagging fake news. So these achievements could be displayed on leaderboards, creating friendly competitions while encouraging users to actively verify the contents. Now, why does this work, you may ask? Gamification taps into our natural desire for recognitions and accomplishments. Studies shows that people are more likely to engage in behaviors that they find rewarding, even in online spaces. Platforms could integrate this system with their algorithms, giving more visibility to accurate content and demoting misinformations. Now, this approach transforms passive consumptions of information into proactive participations. By rewarding vigilance, gamifications foster a culture where everyone contributes to maintaining a truthful digital space. Now, next, let's explore narrative storytelling, a strategy that uses emotional, relatable stories to highlight the real-world consequences of fake news. Humans are naturally drawn to stories. They resonate with us on a deeper level than data or statistics. This phenomenon is explained by the narrative transportation hypothesis, which is we became immersed in a story, making us more receptive to its message. For example, public campaigns could feature stories of individuals or businesses harmed by misinformations. Now imagine a small Malaysian businesses whose sales plummet due to a viral rumor about their product. Sharing their experience adds a human's face to the issues, evoking empathy and a sense of urgency. Now, another example could focus on victims of online scams. During the COVID-19 pandemic, fake financial aid links spread widely, compromising the personal data of thousands. Now, highlighting these cases in campaigns would show the tangible harm caused by misinformations, compelling audiences to think critically before sharing unverified content. Now, narrative storytelling makes abstract threats like fake news feel personal and immediate, motivating people to adopt responsible information sharing habits. Now, so far, we've discussed gamifications and also storytelling as tools to combat fake news. These strategies engage audiences and encourage proactive behaviors. Now, let's explore three additional methods, which is social proof messaging, humor, and also inoculation theory. Now I'll pass it over to Mr. Shazulhimy to take us through these approaches.
Thank you. Let's begin with social proof messaging, a technique that leverages the power of social norms. People tend to mimic behaviors they perceive as typical or widely accepted. This principle, rooted in psychology, makes social proof a powerful tool for encouraging responsible online behavior. Now imagine a campaign stating 80% of Malaysians verify news before sharing. Such a message reinforces the idea that fact-checking is a common and expected practice. When people believe their peers are verifying information, they're more than likely to do the same. Social proof is especially effective during critical times like elections. For example, highlighting data on how most voters rely on verified news sources can discourage the spread of political motivated fake news. This approach promotes a culture of accountability and aligns individuals' behavior with collective norms. By making responsible practices feel socially rewarding, social proof messaging can significantly reduce the spread of misinformation. Now, another engaging strategy is humor and satire, which disarms fake narratives and encourages critical thinking. Satirical content like parody videos or memes highlight the absurd nature of misinformation, making it less believable. For instance, platforms like Malaysians Tumpang Lalu use humor to poke fun at common conspiracy theories. Imagine a video parodying vaccine myths with exaggerated claims. It not only entertains but also subtly educates viewers about the impossible nature of such narratives. Now, why is this effective? Humor lowers emotional defenses, making audience more open to questioning their beliefs. It's particularly appealing to younger audience who consume content primarily through social media. By turning fake news into the punchline, humor exposes its flaws and also diminishes its credibility. This light-hearted approach is a creative way to counter misinformation while keeping audiences engaged. Now, lastly, let's discuss inoculation theory, a proactive method that builds resistance to fake news. Just as vaccines prepare immune system to fight off viruses, this strategy equips people to recognize and reject misinformation. Here is how it works. Audiences are exposed to a weaker version of misinformation alongside factual counter-arguments. This prepares them for encountering more convincing fake news later. To give an example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, governments could have launched campaigns addressing vaccine myths in advance, debunking common claims with evidence. Inoculation theory also encourages critical thinking. By teaching individuals to question information and consider multiple perspectives, it strengthens their ability to evaluate new claims independently. This approach fosters long-term resilience, reducing the likelihood of misinformation taking hold in the first place. By combining education with proactive messaging, inoculation theory creates a society that is better equipped to combat fake news. In conclusion, combating fake news requires a multi-pronged approach. Gamification, storytelling, social proof, humor, and inoculation theory each play a unique role in fostering awareness and critical thinking. Together, they offer a roadmap for building a more informed and resilient society. Remember, tackling misinformation isn't just the responsibility of platforms or governments, it's a collective effort. By adopting these strategies, we can create a digital space where truth is what matters the most. Thank you for watching, and let's work together to stop the spread of fake news and also misinformation. Thank you.
As we wrap up, let's take a moment to think about one of the big challenges we face today, the spread of false information, like a wildfire. Although it's not something new, social media has made it spread more faster and have bigger impact in today's world. It reshapes people's perceptions of how people see things and creates lots of confusion. Misinformation and disinformation have become global concern, putting the truth at risk in our society. Governments and organizations worldwide are actively trying to tackle this issue and put an end to it. In this case, measures such as legislation, specialized task forces, and digital literacy programs are being implemented to combat the dissemination of fake news. These steps are essential, but they are just one part of the solution. It is very clear that the role of social media platforms are very prominent in this issue. Social media platforms, as major distributors of information, bear a significant responsibility. They have the power to curb the spread of false information by adopting robust fact-checking systems and acting decisively against misleading contents. By taking more proactive approaches, these platforms can reduce the negative impacts of misinformation and rebuild trust in online contents. However, the fight against fake news is not solely the responsibility of governments or corporations. As individuals, we play an equal crucial role. In a digital age where news is consumed and shared at lightning speed, we must be vigilant. Before believing or sharing information we should ask ourselves, is this accurate? Is this source credible? By practicing this type of critical thinking and fact-checking, we can minimize the influence of false narratives. We have a shared responsibility in this case. So in conclusion, combating misinformation requires a collective effort. Governments, social media platforms, and also individuals must work together to instill awareness and ensure that our society remains well informed. Each of us has a role to play in safeguarding the truth and maintaining the integrity of information. By sharing this responsibility, we can create a world where accurate information prevails over deception. So, let's take this as a call to action. In closing, let's remember the power we hold in combating false news or false information. Every time we share something online, we contribute to the spread of ideas, whether it's good or bad. So let's make a habit to pause and think before we share. The facts, verify the facts, check the source, and ask yourself if it's true and helpful. Together, we can create a more informed and responsible online community. So, think before you share. That's all from us. Thank you.